so much, Adam, for coming in today. Really appreciate your time.
You're welcome.
I'm really excited to hear more about your entrepreneurial journey, and especially with EO Brisbane.
Let's get into it.
All right, so tell me, why is it that you started your business?
So I started my business with my stepdad and my brothers in July 24th, 1997. So that was the first day of my school holidays in my last year of high school. And we started around then because my stepfather actually went to work for his stepfather when he was 17, way back in 1960 something. And he wanted us to have that same opportunity when I was leaving school. The M1 was getting built. We started the business together, so it was him and I on the first day, and then brothers come soon after. And yeah, it's been a really good journey.
Yeah, so tell me more about, I guess, your business and what you do.
So Stenhouse lifting equipment, predominantly we tensile test lifting gear. We inspect lifting and height safety equipment. We have 4 laboratories around Australia, and we mainly deal with construction companies, tier 1 providers, water authorities, councils, that kind of thing. High risk industry.
And coming from, I guess, those early days to where you are now, how did that come about?
To be honest, I wasn't sure whether I was going to stay in the family business. When I was in my early 20s, I had a pretty severe accident. I realised that I wasn't going to be able to make as much money with my body anymore, and I had to use my mind. So while I was in a wheelchair for a couple of years, I started my MBA. Really decided to kick the business off, and we opened a new branch every 2 years thereafter. And as an accident, it was a real intersection for me to really get me into gear and get moving, young family, and yeah, it was an interesting journey.
I'm sure it was. So then how do you define success?
Success for me probably boils down to 2 things since my EO journey. I can probably clearly articulate it now thanks to my forum. One would be choice. So having a choice in every situation, whether it be around physical, mental health, whether it be choosing to go on holiday or not, or with work. And the other one is balance. So for me, if I don't have balance, I don't feel healthy at all.
How long have you been a member of EO for?
I've been in EO Brisbane since 2012, 2013, so yeah, 8 years now.
Gosh, old timer now.
Yeah, that's that.
What's one thing that you didn't realise about EO prior to joining?
I didn't realise the impact of experience share without agenda. So being in forum or a learning event, having an EO member sharing their scars as potentially tattoos, being proud of them, and sharing with you, but without the agenda of you should, or without the driving behaviour behind that. Just an open experience share for you to take what you will.
You've been involved a lot with EO Brisbane and EO Global. Tell me about your leadership roles.
So I started on my path of leadership about 4 years into EO. I was actually a bit dejected by what was going on in our chapter, and it wasn't until another member told me that while we've got chapter staff, it's actually members like myself that make the decisions. So I either put up or shut up and joined the accelerator board, and I was the accountability chair, and then I moved up to the accelerator chair of that board. Then moved into one of my more favourite roles, which was a forum chair. I love forum chair. It's where you get to interact with the moderators. Then I moved on to chapter president for Brisbane, and now I'm on the regional board as the integration chair. With the business starting when I was 17 years old, and with my stepfather stepping aside so early, so I was only 23 when I took over the business. I really hadn't been a passenger in a lot of journeys with an amazing leader. So being on a board allows me to see other leaders of practice. I probably noticed that at EO, the board members, having such diverse board members, allowed the other members to learn from different avenues or different people in different ways. And I realised in my business that I was the only leader that they could learn from and experience share from. So I've created opportunities for them to learn from other people inside of our industry and other people inside of the business. EO's been a part of my life for nearly a quarter of my life now. So it's definitely impacted on my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my kids. Experience sharing instead of trying to give them direction is a big change. I hadn't travelled globally until I joined EO. So being able to travel 3, 4, 5 times a year with EO and those experiences, and literally once in a lifetime experiences. Surfing with Lane Beachley, I've met the cosmonaut that ran the space station. I've the owner of WestJet, Apple the app from the Black Eyed Peas in a private concert. I've had some amazing opportunities and amazing learnings.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of doors to be opened with EO, isn't there?
Absolutely.
So why is the EO membership a must for your entrepreneurial journey?
For me, being an entrepreneur is pretty lonely outside of EO. You think and feel that you're the only one carving that path, and the average barbecue or the average social event, it doesn't feel like you're with your tribe. So I really found my tribe when I joined EO.
Great. Well, Adam, thanks so much for your
You're
insight. I really appreciate it.
Welcome.